There is something fundamentally wrong about the prohibition against marijuana. For one thing, it is a civil rights issue. We should have the right to regulate our own bodies and what goes inside of them. We are allowed to consume alcohol and tobacco and caffeine and many other things that are actually very harmful for us, including aspartame, hydrogenated oils, and high fructose corn syrup. So why then should marijuana be illegal? Why should we be banned from using it ourselves for recreational purposes or medical purposes? And also, we are losing out. We are cursing our environment by refusing to industrialize hemp, which is the same thing as marijuana. The legalization of marijuana and hemp is a serious environmental issue because we're wasting a valuable resource. We could be using it to make building materials that are as strong or stronger than wood to make our houses. We could be using it for warmer insulation than we're using right now to save on energy and heat. We could be using it for fabrics that are as soft and softer than cotton and just as strong. We could be using it for all of our paper products, paper towels, tissues, toilet paper, actual paper that you write on, copy paper. Our Constitution was written on hemp paper. It's extremely strong, and it's more durable than cotton. It is more sustainable than lumber, and it can be planted every year. So it is completely renewable, it is completely natural, it is completely organic, it is completely safe, it can be used for clean burning fuels. We can create a completely sustainable, clean burning world where we never have to cut down another tree again or lay down another cotton crop, which is very harsh on the environment as well. Hemp takes less room, it takes less energy, it takes less effort. It is a natural switch from what we are doing now. It could replace oil, coal, lumber, cotton. It is as good and better than all of these products combined. And it can be used for hemp seed oil, which is a very nutritious, beneficial addition to any healthy diet, full of omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids, as well as vitamin E, which is extremely good for you. There are no adverse effects to using hemp oil. There are no adverse effects to smoking weed, and it has a very long history in most cultures in the world. It's been used as currency in paper and fabric for longer than this country has existed. And it was a useful crop, even for the founding fathers. Thomas Jefferson grew hemp, Washington grew hemp, and Lincoln is quoted in saying one of his favorite things to do is sit on his porch with his harmonica and smoke some sweet. There are more and more medical uses being found for marijuana as well, which are extremely beneficial to a lot of people. And these include nausea, glaucoma, fibromyalgia, arthritis, skin cancer, chronic pain, gastrointestinal disorders, depression, hypertension, sleep apnea, and the list goes on and on for the different uses that marijuana can be applied to. And also, of course, it is highly recommended by many medical professionals that it is used to ease the trauma of the treatment required for cancer as well as HIV. And the synthetic derivatives are extremely dangerous. There has been some attempt for the medical industry to make money off of derivatives of THC, including Marinol, but that is an extremely dangerous drug, which I know from personal experience causes the patient to suffer from severe depression and causes suicidal tendencies in personalities who would otherwise never consider such things. There's also spice, or the synthetic version of weed, which has been sold in some stores, which is now deemed a health hazard. It can cause chest pain, vomiting, seizures, headaches, and possible stroke. One girl in Texas suffered permanent brain damage after smoking this synthetic form of weed, which is not actually weed. And marijuana has none of these side effects, none of these ill effects, no legitimate health risks that we have ever known of. It is not linked to cancer. Studies are now proving that there is no link to marijuana smoking and any form of cancer, including lung cancer, and the benefits are just limitless. The only thing that the laws against marijuana have brought to this country are a lot of wasted lives, resources, time, and money. In 2011 alone, there were 757,969 arrests for marijuana alone. 87% of those arrests were for possession. That equals, in 2011, there was one marijuana arrest every 42 seconds somewhere in this country. Half of all drug arrests are marijuana related, and most of them are always for possession. Each year, we average between $1.5 and $3 billion in court costs, lawyer costs, cop pay, and judge pay each year for marijuana cases alone. Just marijuana cases, not all drug cases, just marijuana. And that wastes cops' time, court costs, defense attorneys' time and money, and that cost goes directly to the taxpayer. All of the costs that are derived from the drug war cost us, the taxpayer, that money. And we're paying to send people away into prison. We're paying for their prison time because of marijuana possession. True, we all need to stop being such hypocrites. We all get high on something. Let's get real here. Whether it's prescription drugs, or over-the-counter medication, or chocolate, or caffeine, or alcohol, or tobacco, we're all probably addicted to something, and chocolate is, believe it or not, a lot more addictive than marijuana. We need to be the revolutionaries in this fight as a country, because that's what America is supposed to be. We're supposed to be the revolutionaries. We're supposed to be the country that's founded on the ideals of freedom, and that's from where we should grow. But we have gone back. We have retracted our freedom by making marijuana illegal, by being duped by this propaganda that has been pushed for far too long. And we've gained ground now. There's a lot of scientific studies happening right now, and that have been suppressed in the past that are now coming to resurface and come to people's attention. Things that prove that it is not cancerous, that it is not a psychotic drug, that it doesn't have any serious negative health consequences, that it can be useful for fuel, for fabrics, for energy, and medical purposes that are growing rapidly day by day. We have gained ground now that Colorado and Washington have legalized the recreational use of this drug. But we still need to keep fighting. We still need to remain vigilant, because we still have insane laws in this country which send people away for marijuana offenses longer than people who abuse animals, longer than people who beat their wives, longer than people who rape even. People go away for life for marijuana charges. And now in Florida, they're trying to pass House Bill 49, which would ban all sales of all pipes or any paraphernalia that could be used to smoke marijuana. So Florida is now leading the way in stepping backwards. And we need to stop this insanity and take back our country, take back our freedom. And even if you don't smoke, this should be a vital issue for you, because it may become important to you later when a family member needs it for medical purposes, or when the environment is simply crumbling beneath our feet because we've drained it of all its natural resources and destroyed all the natural world in order to get it. This is everyone's issue. This is not just an issue of stoners wanting marijuana legalized so they can stay home and get high all day. That's ridiculous. And marijuana doesn't make you that lazy, useless person. That's a dangerous and ugly stereotype that is wickedly untrue. A lot of productive people, like I said, including Lincoln, smoked marijuana frequently and still managed to be productive, intellectual, enlightened members of society. If you are a useless person, then you will be useless no matter what you take, whether it be alcohol, weed, or simply the air you breathe. You need to take responsibility for your own actions and quit blaming the substances you take into your body. This should not be part of the argument for marijuana prohibition. We need to get past all the propaganda. We need to get past all the mythology surrounding it. We need to stop with all the fear-mongering and speak from intelligence, experience, and scientific and personal common sense.